really happy to have this next presentation. I know that there's a lot of work, a lot of tradition that has gone on into this work here. It's something that it seems like there could be done a lot more within our own clans, no matter which clan we reside in or that we're from. And so I think Bessie here well, you're a model. So we'll have you parade and model. So her and her husband have had a lot of work, and Bessie's carried that on. And I'm just really proud to be able to introduce Bessie. She knew my dad, she knew Brother Andy, and there's just a lot of connection that we have with our brother and sister inland Tlingits. So please help me welcome Bessie Cooley.
And my brother Jerry. I am very happy to say that I consider Jerry and his late brother Andy my brothers. That's because we knew their dad some years ago. We worked with them they were representing Juneau and we were representing the Yukon. But Andy and Jerry have always been so special to me because I do consider them my brothers. I still do today. And another one, another connection of the family is my daughter, Dorothy. Pisa, her name is Pisa. And she's going to be helping me with this. And all I need really is to have her hold up on one side and I think I can ask you to help me with the others. I am really, really privileged to be able to be part of this because it's part of who we are. It means so much because the people that we spoke to are long gone now. This document is priceless. It's irreplaceable as far as I'm concerned. It really is irreplaceable. We can't replace it. We can, but it won't mean the same thing. So, and I do know that I am restricted as time is concerned. So I'll try and keep it short, simple. And some years ago I worked with our government at home. And I told my boss, you know, I've never ever spoken to a group of people. I said, what am I supposed to do? She says, be short, clear, and concise. Okay, good. I'll try. To give a brief history of this, when we started, it started with just not even this, but similar. it started with a tiny little ad in a newspaper, in our Whitehorse newspaper, Whitehorse Star. My husband brought it home and he said, look at this. He says, you qualify for this. And it was advertising the Tlingit land claims. So he says, you say your dad's born in Alaska? Yes. And he, okay. He says, then you qualify, and so does your dad and the rest of the family. I said, okay. So when we started out, all we had to go on really was some paper like this, except there was shoot, what do you call it? Anyway, no paper. And it started with one name, mine. My husband says, okay, what we have to do now is prove your parentage. Okay, so we did. And then we found that going beyond my parentage had to prove parentage to my own children and to my grandparents, to everybody else. So away we went. My husband was quite happy. He's quite the history buff, so he was busy writing. Okay, there's your name. There are our kids. There are your parents, and carried on. And soon word got out that we were doing this, and other people were coming to us saying, well, gosh, if you're doing this, we can get in on it too. Okay, so soon the whole village was involved pretty well. And then one day the phone rang, and my husband answered, and it was from the chair of the Yukon Native Brotherhood, as it was called then. And it has since changed from the Yukon Native Brotherhood to CYI, Council of Yukon Indians, to the present day Council for Yukon First Nations. Anyway, it was the chair of YNB, and the chair was a good friend of ours. He says, I just got a call from Alaska. He said they're wondering who this Bonner Cooley is that's been sending them a bunch of these applications for the land claims here. And they got to talking, and by the time the call ended, Elijah, who was the chair of YNB, offered my husband Bonner a job. How would you like to document the Tlingit Nation, inland Tlingit Nation? Of course, Bonner says sure. So he went ahead, he accepted the job, and he soon found that he needed an interpreter. So here I am. And it's turned out to be a very, very interesting project. And can't tell you how many times we wish that we had a recorder with us. You know, one of those machines that people can talk into, because we heard so many stories, and those people are gone, and their stories have gone with them. But anyway, we did go on, and eventually I was hired as the interpreter to work with my husband. And one day he said to me, you know, my husband is quite farsighted. He's always thinking. And he's passed that trait on to our daughter too. Lucky for you, see. And anyway, he said to me one day, you know, we have to go up to Haines Junction, which is about 3 hours away from home. For those of you that don't know, 3 or 4 hours away. And he said, go and ask your dad who we should talk to there. Okay, so I went over to Dad and I told him what we were doing. Well, he knew anyway. And said, we're going to Whitehorse, we're going to Haines Junction, and so who should we talk to? So he was telling me who I should seek out and talk to. And, oh gosh, this such information I'm telling you is just overwhelming. That lots of them were in Whitehorse. We did go and see them, and some of them were willing to talk to us right now. Those of you that have spoken to Native people know that you can't just go in and say, okay, here, I'm willing to talk to you about this. You can't do that. You can, but we found out soon that you can't. So anyway, we went up to Haines Junction. Usually the people, most of them in Whitehorse, were willing to speak to us right away. But we get up to Haines Junction, or on the way to Haines Junction. Some of you know Annie Ned. I call her Shep, my older sister. We went up to her and told her what we were doing. And most people, as soon as they knew who we were working for and what we were doing, we just mentioned Elijah Smith. And right now that opened many doors. So anyway, we went knocking on Annie's door and told her we'd like to speak to you. Good, she says, putting on her paksa. She said, I'd talk to you, but come back tomorrow. I'm going to go for hunting right now. So we respected things like that. You know, we were willing to wait for people for when they were willing to speak to us, when they were available to. And another one was Grandpa Johnny Fraser. Dad told me, go and talk to him. He's your true grandpa. Okay, good. So we had another name to go by. Got up to Haines Junction, and we saw his daughter, Polly. We asked her, where's your dad? where can we find him? We'd like to talk to him. She says, well, he's over here. I'll take you over there. But I don't know if he'll talk to you. I said, well, we have to try. So we go knocking on his door. And Polly said to her dad, Dad, there's people here. They want to talk to you about this, that, and something else. Well, my husband was standing in the doorway there. My husband is 6'2", 250 pound, non-native. Anyway, and Grandpa was sitting on a chair, turned around, looked, took one look at my husband, he turned around, turned his back. And so my husband said, okay, kid, your turn. So, oh gosh, now what do I do? So I asked Polly, can I go in there and talk to him? She said, sure, try. So I went up to Grandpa and came behind him, very gently, put my hand on his shoulder so I wouldn't startle him. And I said to him, hello, he. Oh, he spun around, hello, Trunk. But who are you? I said, okay, hello, granddaughter, who are you? I told him who I am, and it didn't mean a thing to him. And he says, who are your parents? Who's your mom? Who's your dad? So I told him who my parents were, and he says, I know Bobby. Oh, Bobby, he said, I know him. I said, good, okay. And then Grandpa had a funny little smile on his face. And he says, hey, Ade, what about him? Is he yours? I said, yes, Grandpa, that's my husband. So Grandpa turned around, looked at my husband again, and he just said, hello, Sonny. He says, come on in. What would you like to know? So right then and there, that told me language opened up every door that was closed. And we became very, very good friends with Grandpa Johnny until the day he left us. So every day, every time we saw him again, he would always speak to me in Tlingit, and I would talk back with him, and we'd have really good conversations. And this project like that has opened up so many doors, I'm telling you. The people that we met through this project is just priceless. The information we got from them, once they knew what we were doing, they just opened up to us, and their friendship there, you can't buy any amount of money or anything. You have to be there to accept them, and they accept you. So, like I say, I know I am time restricted, so I'd like to keep some time for any questions that you might have. And a little bit more information on this is Kabusik Kabine Dishikushi. I am very proud to say too that I worked with Cooley for many years, and she has come a very, very long way. This whole thing measures out to about 2 feet by some 24 feet. And we have tried so hard to present it like this. I like to present it like this because, as you can see, it's information at a glance, you might say. And it's been put into the electronics, like taken little bits and pieces of it and put it into the computer. But we find too that not everybody is computer savvy. So I like to show it like this. This is how it came about. And really, when it first started, came out with, like I was saying, pieces of paper like this. We taped it all together. My name was there, my mom, my dad, and the rest of the family. But the pieces of paper were all scotch taped together like this. And if you can imagine 24 feet and 8 by 11 pieced together like this, that's how this came about. And when the paper came out, credit was given to my husband Bonner, and I don't think I fit in there anywhere, but I was there. And when we finished with the project, we were on contract, so we had only a short time to do all this. So when we finished, we took it into the Native Brotherhood, and my husband took all these scotch taped together pieces of paper, rolled up, and gave it in to Elijah Smith. And he in turn turned it over to Eric Oles, who put it in this form here. So that's how it ended up. And today it is available in the Yukon Archives, and but it's available in computer form, I guess. So we wanted to eventually carry on to finish it. This goes back about 300 years. And it stops at about 1972. We've often wanted to finish it off and eventually even connect it with the Alaska Tlingit Nation. But we haven't gotten there yet. I don't know if we ever will, but I'd sure like to. And it's color coded. You can see part of it. It's color coded by clan, and you can see that hasn't been finished either. But it is my family, I believe, is right here, somewhere in here. And yeah. Yeah. Anywhere you can see that it's all been traced off here by compartment. What we really wanted to do was to compile a catalog of it. Say, if you wanted to know your family history, then maybe you can go to J2. But we haven't gotten there either. So. But we're really, really grateful for the information that we have gotten, because, like I was saying, this is really precious. It's really irreplaceable. People we got the info from are gone. So, and something else we really respected was some adoptions. You know, people were not really ready to talk about adoptions. Even with my husband's family, we knew that he had some adoptions in his family. They weren't ready to talk about them. So, okay, that's fine. Just leave it. We didn't push it. Eventually, the info came out anyway, and we find you can see them here. And we've always said, no, this by no means is written in stone. If you find omissions, if you have additions, do it. It's fine. And I think something that could be missing out of there too is more information like birth dates, death dates, locations of where people ended up. Some of it is there. Some of it people would remember, oh, they went to Angoon, or they went to Sitka. That's in there, but not all of it. So that could be, that could really finish it off, like birth dates, death dates, and whatever else. I do know for my birth information, I know I was born in Smart River. It's on the highway at, in the Yukon, mile 759, and my dad says I was born at 7 o'clock in the morning. I know that much. But anyway, I think I'm out of time, but if you have any questions.
Bessie?
Sorry, you'll have to speak up, I don't hear so well.
Okay. Bessie, were you able to document people's Tlingit names on your chart? People's Tlingit names, are they recorded?
Oh, no,
Oh, they're not? Oh.
no. But we do have at home, as part of the Tlingit Haida claims, we have some registration numbers for people that are here, that they're proven part of Tlingit Haida. And we have some birth dates and some little bit of their history, their family history. but none of it here on there. I will have to say though, on another copy of this at home, Jeff has taken a look at it, Dr. Jeff Lear, and he has added some Tlingit names on there. I think this document is really useful because it's just not a piece of paper. It shows how our names are handed down from generation to generation, and different things like that, birthplaces. For example, my daughter is also my older sister because she has my older sister's name. Her sister has my mom's name. So my mom gave her the name. My mom herself gave my daughter her name. And I've always called her Mom. And she answers to Mom. Yeah, so, and I guess in paying tribute to Richard too, as we're supposed to be doing here, Nora, I am also called, I always called her Shep, my older sister, and because of her, Richard is my brother-in-law, and I always called him Connie. And he always answered every time I called him Connie. Yes? So, it's good. It's good to know. So this is, I think, a really good piece of, what do you call it? History? Written history. Okay. Tuasi gugun chishu da papaya tree. I don't know but tuasi katiwan gun chishu da papaya for eating the tree. Thank you for helping me. Gonna cheese the katiwan, yak hadinadi, 18 saafi, Jai adati, Tasai twasi gui saku, yakata, thank you all for coming here, coming to listen to me. And if you have any questions of that, I'll be here. But in the meantime, I'm out of time. Good job.
I'm the chair of the Citizenship Committee within Tlingit Council, and I just wanted to congratulate, as always, my auntie here, Aunt. Her father, Bobby, was my mother's brother, my grandmother Ida. So she's my uncle's people, Laksani Has, but she's also my child because she's a Yanyedi Yadi. And on the committee, we could never have done our work without the work that you and Uncle Bonner did. Because part of our work is tracing back the genealogy. Our citizenship code says is if you can trace your lineage back to Teslin, you have rights to be a citizen. And the work that you and Uncle did has just made all of our jobs so much easier, and you help preserve our history and our heritage of Pheasant Lake Council, so Mushishaka.
I do appreciate it. Cheese. Good cheese. Masih sihan. Seek a way to it. How? Peace after you do so.
I think one thing that should be mentioned, while Bessie has the floor, is that she's critical to us in Heslin. She's critical. And she's been, I would have to say for me, the leader in language transfer. She's worked with me. I think we started our first course together in 2006. She was my main mentor and still is today. So it's because of her that, you know, that I can speak the way that I can speak, and my sister and people like Gaston and I don't think at home that we give people like Keishi enough recognition for this. And it's because of her that our language is going to live on, because it's
Cheese to us, I really can't say how I appreciate people like Connie and Gaston, Marilyn, Norman, and Millie, Ruth, Deborah. You know, they're all working so hard, and Carol too. They work so hard and trying to preserve our language and our culture. It's important, really. It's what makes us Tlingit. It's what makes us unique. We're just us, you know, we're ourselves. And I've heard too that somebody at home say that our Tlingit language, you know, that's ours. Nobody can take it away from us. It's God's gift to us. Nobody can take it away. And the only reason we don't have it, some of us don't have it anymore, is because we've let it go. And that's a shame. So I am I'm very appreciative of the fact that my first language is Tlingit. My first name is Keishi. English comes after, and Bessie Cooley, Bessie Jackson Cooley comes after. Those of you that are working to preserve our language, all I can say to you is that I am very, very proud of you, and I wish you luck in your efforts. And to me, that's Ikoakwan means I'm giving you encouragement and support. And, you know, some would say that Ikoakwan means do your best. But to me, do your best is to say, Ada ifutini ye do it with all of your strength. To me, that's do your best. Yeah, so that's what I would say to any and all of you. Go off when people at home would say that, even when people pass away, people will go and see them, and you can see that they're just grieving, they're so hurting inside. We would say to them, go off one. So that's why I think when I say go off one, I'm giving you encouragement and support. To me, in that situation when you're grieving, where does do your best come in? I don't think it does. Rather, I would just say, I give you my support and my encouragement. I see a hand up here.
I'm sorry I was late.
It's okay.
Tlingit Genealogy you have to us out. I'm here because I have grandchildren that are, all of them are young lady. And they're very proud of the fact that they're young lady. I have one grandchild who's sitting here now that is back in school. He was in the military. He got the bronze medal, as a matter of fact. His name is Daniel Cookland. He's sitting right over there. Could you please stand? They do not have Tlingit names, and when they go to school, and their children and my grandchildren, they're trying to find out where they're from, who they can go to, and he's so proud. He's taking Tlingit lessons now. He's back in school. He did his military, and we're very proud of the fact that he wants to get involved with his culture. So we need help to get Tlingit names for my grandchildren, and their tradition, their culture, their history of the Yanyedi, and I'm quite sure they're from up the inner Alaska.
Okay.
Thank you.
As far as I can say to you, you'll have to go to your clan, to the elders, and have them give him a name. In the meantime, I guess, who would be your dad's clan?
That would be my son.
Oh, yeah, her son's, what was it again, Graham?
That would be my son. And his mother is from the Yanyedi. Although they could not find out where to go to, and this is years ago, and I've been trying to find out who her family is. She has family, but they don't seem to know who they are or where they come from, and it's so sad because now my grandchildren are suffering for that. I have a great-grandson that came in and said, Grandma, they asked me what my Tlingit name is. Do you know who I am? And I said, I'm sorry, grandson. So, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm so proud to see a lot of the young generation that are getting involved with the culture. This clan conference is so beautiful, and I'm very pleased to meet you, Bessie.
Usually though, when we would stand up in any gathering like this, we would honor our father's people. That's why I was asking, who is your dad's clan?
I guess, I guess it's, hard to.
That's my son. Yeah, Shungu Katie. Yeah.
Sorry, just kind of hard to pronounce that for me.
See what, when I would introduce myself, I would say Yan Yedi Yedi Aya Khat. I am a child of the Yan Yedi. I would say my clan name first, which is Krukatan. Yan Yedi Yedi Aya Khat. I am a child of the Yan Yedi. And Ishtikan, the Chkan Aya, Yefakiti Kutsu. I am a grandchild of the Ishtikan. So that way, local. That way, it really helps to know your clan, your mom's clan. Well, your mom's clan would be your clan anyway. Your dad's clan and your grandfather's clan.
I believe his grandfather was Daniel Kaklen, and I'm not sure.
Daniel Quinn?
Kaklen. So
That would be a safe way to do it, is to say that my mom's clan is so-and-so, my dad's clan is such and such, and I am a child of my dad's clan.
as far as I know, his grandmother comes from the West Coast area. Sue Kaklen is your great grandmother.
Yeah, and then it's, Lillian Arnett is.
Her
Lillian-
maiden name,
Yeah.
your great grandmother's maiden name.
Yeah, or Lillian Cookland is my grandmother, and goes down to, switching out to Decker, Janet Decker is my mom.
Okay. Well, it's no guarantee that you would be on there, but maybe some of your family would be. Because we didn't get everyone there.
Would it be proper to go to the elders of the young lady to give him a name, to give my grandchildren names?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think that's just what I need,
Looking.
if it's protocol.
There's a young lady there. Kidahan, please.
My auntie's my boss.
He's the young lady.
But what I would recommend is to talk to the Yanyedi down here, is the Yanyedi elders and the clan leaders. Yeah, there's one also right beside you, he's Yanyedi. And to talk to them and to maybe they know a little bit of your family lineage and your history as well. I'm sure there's a connection to, all Yanyedi are connected, so I'm sure you're connected to us as well in the inland, but I would suggest starting with the Yanyedi down here first. So. Guajuan.
Did I know what I was talking about?
Oh,
I feel compelled, Bessie, to stand up and thank you for your work. And on behalf of all of us sitting here, we thank you very much for your dedication to helping us find our way. And this is what you've done. You've helped us find our way. Thank you so much for your hard work.
case it's not evident, these are my people from here.
Bessie, as we stand on Alcorn land, with our inlands, our relatives, to honor the work that has gone through you from all of the elders, standing with our Finishish, father's people to Kagwantan. We are here today. We know you traveled very far in spirit, mind, and love to long, 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 long time ago. The stories that we've heard of our grandmothers and grandfathers on the Grease Trail and all the trails that went back and forth. This day has come. It is not just inland coastal Tlingits. We are one because of this work. We have always been one. We never made that border.
That's right.
Doesn't exist, you know? What does exist is a love. This is a gift for you to carry. This is made in Sitka by Pauline Duncan. And my Ross, the wealth of his father, Walter Sobola. There's paper, money in here, but it represents wealth because you are very, very valued. Your value is very high here. And our relatives. When you go inland, you are home. And when you come here, you are home. Could you help me place this on her? And for all those that are seated there,
So good to see you. Also, how see your dad. Yes. He was such so dear to me, such a good friend.
oh,
How I thank you, all of you, for being here. I know we're out of time and everything. But that's okay, we're on Indian time, right? We're still on time. Well, I do thank you, all of you, for being here, and for those that were presenting after me. For those that were presenting after me, I ask you to excuse me. It's been worth the time.